Hello Scene Peepers. Today I would like to explain about an American horror thriller movie called Don't Breathe. Spoilers ahead, take care and enjoy. The plot revolves upon three Detroit trio Money, Rocky, and Alex who make a living by breaking into people's homes and taking their stuff. Rocky needs a lot of money to move to California with his sister. She wants to move from Detroit because she wants to be far away from her alcoholic mother and her boyfriend. Meanwhile, the other two want to join her. They are frustrated that their fence keeps undervaluing the stuff they bring. After Money got information about a potential target from the fence, the trio set their sights on a veteran's home in an abandoned area. The veteran reportedly receives a $300,000 settlement money after his daughter was killed in an accident by a wealthy young woman. At first, Alex doesn't want to rob this house because he thinks it is too risky for them and they will be sentenced severely by the court if the cops catch them. However, Rocky persuades him to go with them, saying that she need the money and they will not need to steal again their whole life if they manage to get this. Alex later changes his mind and agrees to go with them. Before breaking into the house, they spy the neighborhood. While talking in the car, Alex asked Rocky about her new ladybug tattoo. Rocky explains to Alex that a ladybug often makes her feel safe in several difficult situations, so she decides to get the tattoo on her hand. The trio later finds out that the veteran is blind and has no neighbors who live nearby. They assume that the task will be very easy since the veteran is an old blind man and there are no patrols around the abandoned neighborhood. At night, the group breaks into the house. They drug the veteran's dog. However, it turns out that breaking into the house is not as easy as they thought. The man has locked the houses with several padlocks and some doors are too old to be opened. Rocky later decides to break the window. After successfully entering the house, she opens the door from inside so that her two other friends can join her. They also take off their shoes to make sure they don't make any unnecessary sound. Money later uses gas to make the blind man keep sleeping. However, Alex later chooses to withdraw and leave the house after finding out that Money brings an illegal gun to the house. He and Rocky are surprised to see the blind man is still awake even after they put gas in his room. They realize that the blind man is not as weak as they thought. The veteran is surprisingly so sensitive to any kind of sound and extremely good at fighting. Before shooting him dead, the blind man actually asks Money how many are the intruders. Money lied to him and said he was alone. The blind man easily overpowers Money and shoots him dead after a few minutes of confrontation. Rocky, who witnessed the incident, does not dare to make any single sound and silently hides in the closet. She is even too afraid to breathe. Hearing the gun sound, Alex decides to get back to the house. While hiding under the sink, he saw the blind man block every out access from the house and realized that both of them are now trapped in the house. The blind man later goes to the closet where Rocky is hiding to make sure his valuables are still in his hidden safe. Rocky saw the safe's password and memorized it. The blind man later leaves the room to take a body bag so that he can put Money's body aside. After the blind man leaves, Alex and Rocky take the cash from the hidden safe and plan to get out of the house as fast as they can. The cash amount is more than $300,000. They nearly get caught because Alex's steps make the floor creak. The blind man even shoots after hearing a phone vibration. However, in the end, they successfully evade the blind man and go to the basement. On the other hand, after taking Money's body away, the blind man smells something different in the room. He later discovers Rocky and Alex's shoes and assumes there are more burglars. He then returns to the closet just to find that the safe is now empty. He is extremely furious and frustrated with this situation. The basement room is very dark. While going to escape from the basement door, the duo encounters a restrained young pregnant woman. The woman is tied with ropes that can ring a bell anytime she moves. The bell rings and the blind man assumes that the duo must be in the basement, so he is after them. At first, Alex doesn't want to free the woman. However, the gagged woman keeps begging and gives them the clue that she is Cindy Roberts who killed the blind man's daughter. She also shows them where to find the key. Rocky and Alex later decide to free the young pregnant woman. They want to escape together through a cellar door. However, when Alex opens the door, the blind man who has been waiting for them outside shoots them and accidentally kills the pregnant woman. The blind man sobs and cries out in pain over her body. He then turns out the lights, completely darkening the basement. Three of them are pushed to a blind chase and battle. Alex is nearly dead because the blind man caught him, choked him, and nearly shot him dead. However, Alex later successfully knocks out the blind man. The duo run upstairs and lock the blind man in the basement. However, they encounter the dog who is now fully awake. The situation forces them to flee to the bedroom on the second floor. Rocky manages to escape from the ventilation duct while Alex gets knocked out into a skylight after falling out of a window. The blind man later finds Alex's location, shoots the skylight, and makes Alex fall into the utility room. They got into a serious fight there. However, Alex is too weak because of his injury. He can't handle the blind man. Alex is easily taken down. The blind man corners Alex in the utility room. He then stabs Alex with a pair of pruning shears and assumes Alex is now dead. After that, he leaves the room and looks for Rocky. Rocky, who manages to escape from the dog, is later captured by the man while trying to break the vent's cover. Despite the fact that she tries her best to escape, she can't knock the blind man. Rocky then fainted after the blind man hit her several times. The man later dragged her to the basement. After that, Rocky woke up restrained in the basement. The blind man later reveals that the young pregnant woman he killed accidentally is Cindy Roberts, the wealthy girl who kills his daughter. All will be fair if Cindy gives him a new child as a replacement. Cindy is pregnant with his child before he accidentally shoots her. The blind man said that he actually will release Cindy after she gives birth to the child. However, as now Cindy is dead, Rocky should be responsible for taking her place and bearing a child for him. The blind man wants to use a turkey baster to artificially inseminate Rocky. He pledges to let her go after she gives him a kid. Rocky is so panicked when he sees the blind man is about to inseminate her. However, Alex suddenly comes and saves Rocky. He successfully handcuffs the man. It is revealed later that Alex survives the previous combat by duping the veteran into stabbing Money's body. Both of them try again to escape from the house. Rocky and Alex attempt to exit via the front door. Right before they nearly escape the house, the blind man manages to break free, comes out from nowhere, and shoots Alex. This time Alex is severely injured and later dead. Rocky manages to get out of the house and bolts as the dog closes in on her. She runs through an abandoned field and gets into a car parked in the abandoned building before the dogs maul her. However, she dropped the backpack outside the car. She realizes that she is now trapped in the car without the money. Rocky knows she has to find a way to get the money back while evading the dog. She later trapped the dog in the car trunk, successfully getting out of the car and taking the backpack back. Right after she got out of the car, she got caught again by the blind man and later was dragged back to the house. Right at the moment when she feels hopeless and scared, Rocky sees a ladybug in her hand. She finds strength and hope again. She saw the alarm remote and came up with the idea. Because she knows that the blind man is very sensitive to sounds, Rocky later disorients him by setting the false alarm system. The blind man got extremely distracted and weakened by the buzzing sound from his alarm system. This situation gives Rocky a chance to beat him repeatedly in the head with a crowbar and pushes him down the basement. As he collapses, the gun shoots into his side. Rocky takes her backpack and the money. She flees right before the cops come to check the house. She thought the blind man was dead after the incident. At the end of the movie, Rocky was seen with her sister. They are talking about going to the beach together in California. At this time, she saw the news on the television about the incident. It turns out that the blind man is still alive. She found out that the blind man didn't mention her name to the cops. In self-defense, the blind guy is said to have shot two invaders, Alex and Money, and is now hospitalized in a stable condition. Rocky and her sister later go to California. This movie has actually received lots of mixed reviews. If you are a horror thriller movie fan, you might want to give this movie a chance to go. The plot is interesting with a little twist about the man and what he has been hiding for a long time. There are a few jump scares throughout the movie, but I won't consider it as many as other horror movie thrillers. However, the amount is enough to create a frightening atmosphere for the spectators. The unexplained scenes in the movie, like how the man breaks off the handcuff to shoot Alex, and how he captured Cindy Roberts, are actually gonna be exciting to include. The open ending is kinda usual and interesting for this kind of movie. Why doesn't the man mention Rocky? Is he afraid that she is gonna tell the cops about Cindy Roberts and what happened in the house? What do you think about the movie, peepers? Have you watched it? Will you try to watch it? Leave your comments below. Subscribe to this channel for more movie recaps. Please like and turn on notifications to help this channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.